Hello friends, my name is Haley and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to tell you about why you need to read the series of Falconer. I was inspired to make this video because I don't often just post reviews of books, but this book just doesn't get enough attention. A lot of people don't really talk about it on BookTube, and sadly it doesn't have nearly as many reviews on Amazon as it should, so I wanted to make sure to help try to spread the word about this series because it is so good. And I'm not going to say any spoilers for the series, so you're safe from that. So the story follows this girl, Eileen Cameron, whose mother was murdered by a fairy, so she has come to the point where she is now hellbent on revenge and trying to learn how to kill fairies with the help of another mysterious fairy who kills his own kind, but she doesn't know why. His name is Kieran McKay, and he is one of my new fictional crushes. He's amazing. So in all transparency, the book actually took a little bit for me to get into. I feel like the beginning had some just trouble with pacing. There's a lot of action scenes that don't help progress the story, but I'd say about halfway through you learn about who Eileen really is, and it just picks up and just keeps going from there. One of the great things about the book to me is the characters. Eileen has this friend who is a pixie who lives in her closet, and he's absolutely adorable. Kieran, the mystery fae, is sexy and you want to get to know more about him. And as the story progresses, his background is very interesting, very intriguing. But I really like Eileen. I find Eileen to be a very compelling character because of her vengeance. Now, I generally am not a fan of vengeance stories either, so that should tell you something. What I like about it is that she's this person who has some deep anger inside of her, and she's trying to deal with it. And I think a lot of people don't like that about her. I've seen some negative comments that say, you know, she's too angry, too hellbent on revenge. But I think it's so relatable. I think that characters who have to deal with having anger issues are the most relatable, because you shouldn't be afraid to write about something that's so real and so common. Everybody experiences feeling anger, especially when loss is involved. So I feel like it's a very natural characterization, and it's something that I can really relate to as somebody with, you know, anxiety. I've also dealt with a lot of anger. I don't know if they're directly related or what, but I have had a lot of experiences with anger, and I relate to the characters who have to learn how to hone that in and how to fight it. And I think that reading about those characters has helped me, and I think it's important that we have stories like that so we can help each other. And no spoilers, but throughout the series she really grows and changes into this different person, and it's a really beautiful development. It's just something evolves within her in each story. The story also has a steampunk element, and I'm not usually one for steampunk, and I feel like this is a really good transition into steampunk because really the main character just builds a lot of mechanisms to help her fight the fairies, and there's a couple of vehicles of transportation that she works on as well that she has that are very interesting, and it just adds this extra little fantasy, whimsical element to it where it's just enough that it makes it very different and stand out from any other story that I've read, but it's not so much that I feel like I'm just burdened by steampunk, and I thought that really worked well. For people who are big fans of steampunk, it kind of loses the steampunk element as the books go on, but they're not necessary to the story, so I don't feel like personally that's a problem. Now, if you like fantasy romance stories, then you definitely need to be picking this one up. I will say the first book isn't the steamiest, but it's so worth waiting to get to book 2 and 3, let me tell you. Also, I think that the world building is really great. I always appreciate when we see stories about the Fae that show more than one species. It's not just the sexy ones that look just like humans. There's a lot of monsters and a lot of really monstrous creatures, and I love when people show evil fairies because that's what they've always been in legends, and somehow recently it's kind of been twisted that they're friendly in a lot of ways, but there's different types of fairies. There's nice ones and there's evil ones, and this book shows both, which is great. When you get further into the books, you discover more of the fairy world, and I think it's incredibly compelling. I haven't read too many fairy books yet, so to me, it's unique and different, but I can't say for sure that it's totally different from anything that's been written before. A lot of it is based very much off of fairy legend, but it just felt different to me, I think, because of the specific characters that were involved. So that's my little review of the Falconer series and why you need to read it. So that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to click the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys soon with a new video.